The female lead never expected that after dedicating her entire youth to the man she loved, the life she thought would always be perfect was about to crumble. But the outrageous incident tonight had pushed her and the man named Bo Ye into a dark abyss. Without even listening to her explanation, he immediately threw the divorce papers at her. Tang Shi, you better remember that you owe and me a life. I was so wrong about you. Divorce me now. Tang Shi trembled all over, trying to defend herself. I didn't push her, she cried, her heart aching as she crumpled the divorce papers in her hand. Looking at the man she once loved so deeply, Tang Shi shouted, how many more times do I have to tell you? Bo Ye, ignoring everything, continued to blame her. Remembering the scene from that day, his voice grew louder. Still trying to deny it? Let me tell you, I saw you push her with my own 2 eyes, and you still have the nerve to deny it. At that moment, Tang Shi didn't know how to defend herself as Bo Ye was determined to pin all the blame on her. No, it's not like that at all, he roared, slamming her against the wall. And me was my ex-girlfriend. It's true, but we broke up years ago, so why were you still so jealous of her? The pain from his grip on her arm was nothing compared to the agony of losing his trust. Tang Shi's heart wept. I didn't do it, but if Bo Ye thinks I did it, then I guess I did. No matter how I try to explain, it won't matter more than someone who's already dead. She laughed through her tears. You want a divorce, right? Shoving him away, she agreed in anguish. Fine. Picking up the divorce papers, Tang Shi signed them without hesitation. From that moment on, the love of her youth was officially over. Shoving the papers against his chest, she said through her tears, Bo Ye, I, Tang Shi, loved you. Consider those 15 years a complete joke. Her voice was firm. From now on, we go our separate ways. Suddenly, Bo Ye sneered. You think signing the papers is the end of it? Ha. Leaning in close, he delivered his sentence with chilling coldness. I want the entire Tang family buried along with me. All the color drained from Tang Shi's face. No, you can't. She frantically shook his arm, questioning him. Isn't me alone enough? My parents treated you like their own son. The Tang family has never wronged you. Bo Ye coldly gripped her chin, seething through his teeth. Never wronged me? I could accept it when the Tang family forced me to marry you for business. But in me was innocent. And yet you took her life. He laughed, a terrifying, cold sound. Oh, Tang Shi, I guess I'm not nearly as cruel as you are. Her eyes filled with despair, Tang Shi asked in a broken voice, is that really the kind of person you think I am? In my eyes? Are you even worthy of being in my sight, Tang Shi? Don't you think too highly of yourself? Bo Ye declared, his face a mask of indifference. Starting today, you will pay the price for Enmi's death. With that, he turned and left, leaving her to stare at a back that was both familiar and yet so strange. Tang Shi's grief burst forth in a heart-wrenching sob. Bo Ye, if one day you find out you were wrong about me, what will you do then? Bo Ye's steps faltered for a split second, but then he continued walking away without hesitation. He left behind only his chilling words. Tang Shi, you're the one who has wronged me in this life. Outside, the rain poured down relentlessly. The gloomy atmosphere perfectly matched Tang Shi's mood, and the next day, she was accused of murder and thrown in jail. Ironically, the witness was none other than Bo Ye. Glancing towards that heartless man, she mouthed his name, Bo Ye. The biggest mistake of my life was loving you. That look of utter disappointment in her eyes left Bo Ye completely stunned. Watching her being led away by the police, Bo Ye suddenly felt empty inside as he asked himself, now that I've gotten revenge for Anmi, I should be happy, right? But why does it feel like a piece of my heart is missing, and why does it hurt so much? Tang Shi's days in prison were anything but peaceful, with the usual bullying of new inmates by the veterans in her cell. It drove her to despair. She clutched her stomach in pain, desperately pleading, please, don't hurt my baby. That's right. While serving her sentence, Tang Shi unexpectedly discovered she was pregnant with Bo Ye's child. After 10 grueling months of pregnancy, she struggled through a difficult childbirth in prison, and after much hardship, she successfully gave birth. The nurse held the baby and said with a smile, congratulations, it's a baby boy. Once the nursing period was over, she had to send her son to be cared for by her older brother, Tang Yi. In my place, please take good care of him. Being separated from the child she had painstakingly carried and birthed left Tang Shi utterly heartbroken. Mommy's good boy, I'll get out soon and find you. Finally, the day of Tang Shi's release from that dark prison arrived. 5 years later, she was released early for good behavior, and the one who came to pick her up was her older brother, Tang Yi. He was with her son, Tang Wei, who had grown so tall. Seeing her, the boy joyfully spread his arms to welcome his mom. Tang Shi couldn't contain her overwhelming emotions as she knelt and pulled her son into a tight hug. My baby, Mommy will never leave you again. Looking up at the vast sky, her heart suddenly felt lighter. Now I can finally be with my son and live a peaceful life. But nightmares still haunted her whenever she closed her eyes. Tang Shi, her face covered in sweat, cried out in her sleep, no! In her dream, she saw her wedding day and remembered how overjoyed she was. Bo Ye, I'm finally married to you. From now on, I'm your wife. Then, the wedding photo was smashed to pieces, along with Bo Ye's cruel words. I want a divorce, and I want you to be buried within me. This agonizing memory caused Tang Shi to scream in terror. No! Hearing the scream, a worried Tang Wei rushed into her room. He thoughtfully carried a glass of warm water for her. Mommy, did you have a nightmare again? Mommy, do you want me to tell you a story? Not wanting her son to worry, Tang Shi forced a smile and stroked his head. She changed the subject. It's all my fault. I haven't had time to be with you. You're the best son. Tomorrow is the weekend. Let's go to the amusement park with your uncle. Tang Wei's eyes lit up with anticipation. Really, Mom? That's awesome. Tang Shi felt that her son was her one and only motivation. The mother and son held each other in a tight embrace. The next day, the thoughtful Tang Wei poured his mom a glass of water. Here, Mom, drink this. Suddenly, a news report came on TV. According to our sources, the eldest son of the Bo family, Bo Ye, will be arriving in Land City at the end of this month to partner with the Ye Corporation. Both companies went public 5 years ago and now possess immense financial power. Hearing this, Tang Shi felt the water in her mouth get stuck in her throat, and she looked up at the TV, only to see Bo Ye's face on the screen. Suddenly, the TV was turned off, and Tang Shi looked over in surprise, a bad feeling creeping over her. Looking over at her son, Tang Wei didn't flinch. He just frowned and asked, "That man named Bo Ye is my dad, isn't he?" She was quite surprised by his question, asking with a worried heart, "How did you—" Tang Shi was panicking internally. What am I supposed to do with a kid this smart? How do I make him a little dumber? As if reading his mother's mind, the little boy pinched his own chubby cheeks with both hands. Continuing with his thoughts, "How did I find out, you ask? I've seen his face on the news before. Just take a good look at my face." Tang Shi knew she couldn't deny it, so she said in a somber tone while stroking her son's head, "To prevent Bo Ye from tricking you and taking you away someday, I've decided to take you abroad this year." As soon as she said it, her son clutched his head and sighed, interrupting her thought. "That's pointless, Mom. The young master of the Bo family has business connections everywhere. He'll find us even if we go overseas." Her son's logic was impeccable, and Tang Shi stroked her chin, smiling in praise. "Haha, wow, I have to admit, you're so smart." Understanding his mother's worries, Tang Wei took her hand to comfort her. "Don't worry, Mom, I won't go with him. With Dad." Her son's maturity made Tang Shi's heart ache, and she asked, "Why do you say that?" Tang Wei hugged his mother affectionately, replying, "I just want to be with you, so I don't need anyone else, not even my dad." Looking at her son's face, Tang Shi couldn't help but marvel inwardly. Tang Wei's face was a carbon copy of Bo Ye's, but Bo Ye's eyes were so cold, whereas Tang Wei's were gentle to the point of being heart-wrenching. He was so young but understood too much, which made you feel for him so deeply. Yay. She hugged her son tightly. "Okay, that's a promise then." The next afternoon, as planned, the mother and son went to the amusement park with her brother, Yang Di. "You two wait here. I'll go get the tickets." "Okay, Dad." While they waited, Tang Shi smiled and asked her son, "What do you want to ride later? What about you, Mom?" Just then, the car carrying Bo Ye drove by. Seeing a familiar figure, he immediately raised his voice to the driver. "Wait! Hi! Roll down the window." His heart suddenly started to pound. That silhouette. Why does it look so familiar? Could it be? The car reversed to the exact spot where Tang Shi and her son were standing. Bo Ye gasped and muttered to himself. It's really her. His best friend, sitting beside him, noticed it too, and said, "Hey, look, it's your ex-wife. Holy crap, that kid with her is your spitting image. If that's not your son, I'll eat my hat." Bo Ye's brows furrowed darkly. "Tang Shi, you dared to secretly have my child and hide it for 5 years?" He was completely reeling from the shock of discovering he had a son. At this moment, even he wasn't sure whether he felt more resentment or more joy. After they finished playing, Young Di took the mother and son back to their apartment, thoughtfully reminding them, "You two get some rest now. I'm heading off. Don't overwork yourself, okay?" Derek joked that raising you is exhausting, and he isn't even married yet. Danny, who was standing nearby, immediately started chanting, "You'll be a handsome single guy forever." Derek's face twisted in annoyance. He scolded, "You little brat, you better listen to your mom at home, you hear me?" "Thanks." In advance, indignant, quickly covered her son's mouth. "What nonsense are you spouting?" Danny immediately apologized. "Boo-hoo, I get it, Uncle. So, did you have fun today?" "Yes, I did." Suddenly, the doorbell rang a few times. Danny ran excitedly to the door. "Did you forget something, Uncle?" The moment he opened the door and saw the person standing there, the little boy's eyes went wide with shock. The visitor was none other than Jax. He introduced himself in a deep, husky voice. "Hey kid, I'm your dad." Danny tensed up and tried to slam the door shut, but Jax was faster and blocked it with his hand. His dark eyes stared towards Thanks in advance inside the room. His sudden appearance caught Thanks in advance completely off guard, and her entire body tensed up. "Jax, is that really him? How does he know my address? Is he here to take my son away from me?" He walked up to her and spoke first. "Long time no see." Danny immediately stepped in front of his mom to protect her, saying boldly, "Mr. Jax, my mom and I have been living peacefully and haven't broken any laws. If you're looking for us for a reason, just say it, and then please leave." "Mom, don't be scared. Let's just go to sleep," Jax arrogantly yelled. "Stop right there. Aren't you going to explain about this child?" Her footsteps halted. The moment she turned around, her face was already streaked with tears as she spoke, deeply hurt. "Explain what? I already spent 5 years in prison. Why can't you just leave me alone? How is a woman with a criminal record like me worthy of you setting foot in this house?" Jax cornered her against the wall, his voice laced with irritation. "You don't need to guess what I'm thinking." He gripped Thanks in advance his arm tightly and demanded, "When did you have the baby?" She answered through gritted teeth, Do you even have to ask? In prison, of course. Looking at the man she had passionately loved all through her youth, she said through her tears, "How could someone like me ever be worthy of your attention? Why would you ever care if I was pregnant? In your eyes, there was only ever Amy." Jax's expression suddenly turned terrifying as he warned coldly, "You are not to say her name." Thanks, in advance struggled to push him away. "Let go of me." In the midst of the struggle, Jax suddenly noticed the scars on Thanks in Advance's arm. He forcefully grabbed her hand to examine it. "Hey, what are you doing?" Seeing the crisscrossing scars on her arm, he asked in shock, "What happened here? Why are there so many scars?" Thanks, in Advance let out a cold, pained laugh. "Isn't this the gift you gave me with your own 2 hands? Jax, I've suffered enough because of you in this lifetime. I'm begging you to have mercy and just let me go." Jax felt his entire body freeze. As he met her gaze, his mind flooded with questions. Is there nothing left but hatred in her eyes when she looks at me? I thought sending her to prison would make her repent for the rest of her life. But why did things turn out this way? Who bullied her in prison? Who was it that shattered her pride? Jax looked at Thanks in Advance, and a sudden, intense fear washed over him. He was afraid he would never truly understand the woman before him. They had been married for 5 years, yet now she felt like a complete stranger. Thanks in Advance seemed to have lost her composure. She repeatedly told him, "Please just leave." Ignoring Jax, who stood there motionless, Thanks in Advance led her son into the room, slamming and locking the door behind them. Jax stood there as if his soul had left his body, unable to even comprehend his own emotions. For the past 5 years, what in the world did she go through? This is clearly what I once wanted to see, but why? Placing a hand on his chest, I feel a painful ache right there, right where my heart is. In the room, Tang Shi's entire body was shaking as she used her hand to cover her mouth and keep her sobs from escaping. All the emotions she had suppressed under a calm exterior, yet the moment she saw that treacherous man, the pain inside her surged violently, rushing over her like a flood, as if those dark days were screaming out again, dragging her down. "Mommy." Tang Wei, being incredibly perceptive, pretended to change the subject. "Mommy, do you want some milk?" Not wanting her son to worry, she pulled him into a tight hug, searching for a moment of peace. "Yeah, that would be nice." After that chaotic night passed, Tang Shi thought she would have nothing more to do with Bo Yi, but the next afternoon, something happened that caught her completely off guard. While she was at work, she received a message from her brother. Shi. The principal said someone forcibly took Wei Wei from school, and the security footage showed it was Bo Ye. She angrily crumpled the paper on her desk. "Don't worry, I'll handle this." At the thought of Bo Ye, her entire body went weak, leaving her unable to move. Tang Shi tried to calm herself. "It's okay, don't be afraid." An immense determination flashed in her eyes. "Bo Ye, since you've destroyed the last bit of trust I had, then I'll fight you with everything I've got." That night, at the Bo family mansion, Bo Ye led Tang Wei inside. His mother looked at Tang Wei, who was the spitting image of a young Bo Ye, and asked suspiciously, "You're the little one? Who are your parents?" Tang Wei became distant, and the boy said nonchalantly, "Who my mother is shouldn't matter to you." The boy turned his head toward Bo Ye and said in an annoyed tone, "And who my father is doesn't matter to me either." Bo Yi was clearly displeased. "What do you mean by that?" Tang Wei shot back indignantly. "It means exactly what I said." Hearing their conversation, Mrs. Bo realized Tang Wei's true identity. She reached out to hug the boy, asking gently, "Is your mother doing okay?" Tang Wei dodged her, determined to keep his distance from his grandmother, and said with a cold taunt, "In prison, you get free room and board, so my mom had plenty to eat and a place to sleep." Mrs. Bo fell silent, not knowing what to do. Bo Ye, displeased, walked over and lifted his son up by his shirt. "Who taught you to speak to adults with such sarcastic remarks?" "That? Did Tang Shi teach you?" A flicker of sadness appeared in Tang Wei's eyes. "You want to know who taught me?" "Everyone around me did. They all said my mom was in prison, and come to think of it, just yesterday. You said it to my mom's face yourself." Bo Ye was left speechless and had no choice but to put his son down. He sighed and asked, "Did you learn these tricks from your mother just to come here and provoke me?" Tang Wei was filled with contempt for this so-called father. The boy brushed off his shirt and said bluntly, "If you find me so annoying, then just take me back. You're trying to use me to pressure my mom, but this will only make us hate you even more." Bo Ye's face flushed with anger, and he thought with a cold snort, "So she really does hate me. And she's even teaching our son to hate me too? Why did it turn out like this? This isn't what I wanted." With frustration, he slammed his fist hard into the nearby wall. Mrs. Bo, heartbroken, rushed to stop him. "Yair, stop it." Tang Wei was completely unsympathetic. The boy crossed his arms and muttered, "So childish. I'm going upstairs, you can take care of him." Mrs. Bo asked gently, "Are you scared?" "What's your name?" "My name is Tang Wei. My mom says my name means the one and only and hope." Grandma Bo nodded and praised with a smile. "That's a lovely name." Tang Wei's expression remained cold and distant. "Just because you praise me doesn't mean I'll get close to any of you." The boy glared defiantly. "My mom will definitely come and get me. I only need my mom." Mrs. Bo's heart ached at Tang Wei's coldness. This child truly hates us. The next day, Tang Shi stormed into the Bo Group's headquarters early in the morning. Her stunning appearance turned many heads. Her fierce aura made the receptionist nervous. "Excuse me, who are you here to see?" Tang Shi clenched her fists, her reply sharp and concise. "Bo Ye." The receptionist forced a smile. "I'm sorry, miss, but you need an appointment to see Mr. Bo." The male employees in the background started whispering, "Look at that, she's here for Mr. Bo." "Keep it down. With an aura like that, she's got to have some powerful backing." "You're right, what if she's the young master's secret mistress? A secret lover? But isn't the young master completely in love with Miss Anne?" Tang Shi overheard every last word of their gossip. She found it absolutely laughable. So everyone in the entire company knew Bo Yi loved Annie, and she was the only one naive enough to believe he would love her after they married. "Just tell him my name. Bo Ye will see me." Jiang Che, Bo Ye's best friend, happened to be passing by and spotted her, so he approached. "Well, what are you doing here? Looking for Ye? Let me take you up." Inside the elevator, Tang Shi turned to thank Jiang Che. He just smiled and said, "Don't mention it. I had to see him about something anyway. Besides, the Tang family owns shares here, so there's nothing wrong with you coming to your own company." Hearing how much he knew about her, Tang Shi forced a smile. "You've certainly done your homework on me. Too bad it's not mine anymore." Jiang Che hesitated for a moment before asking, 5 years ago, when you went to prison, was it really Bo Ye who put you there?" Tang Shi didn't answer, her silence speaking volumes. After that, Jiang Che studied her silently. The Tang Shi before him now was completely different. The naive girl from the past was gone. When they reached Bo Ye's office, Jiang Che knocked on the door. "Hey Ye, coming in?" Seeing a woman's silhouette behind Jiang Che, Bo Ye teased, "Bringing a date to a business meeting now?" Jiang Che stepped aside, revealing Tang Shi who was standing behind him. Bo Ye's face soured as he asked, "What are you doing here, Tang Shi?" Her hands were trembling inside her pockets. In a firm voice, she said, "I'm here to pick up my son." "No, but he's my son too." Losing her composure, she marched forward and slammed her hands on Bo Ye's desk, retorting, "No, he's my son, and mine alone. I never thought you'd actually want to acknowledge him. Are you feeling okay, Mr. Bo? Didn't you used to hate me to the core?" For some reason, her questioning words made Bo Ye's heart suddenly ache with a sharp pain. "Bo Ye, I've had a lot of time to think things through in prison. It no longer matters whether I was innocent or not. What matters is that you never had a single ounce of faith in me." She let out a scornful laugh. "Don't tell me you're just now realizing there are still lingering feelings between us? Who taught you to talk like that?" Her response left Bo Ye completely stunned. "You're the one who taught me this yourself." Tang Shi lunged forward, saying in anguish, "You've already snuffed out all the love I had for you, so what more do you want from me?" The more he heard, the more Bo Ye's heart ached. "I have nothing left to give you, and you've already devoured the Tang family." She lowered her head, speaking helplessly. "Bo Ye, I'm begging you to let me go. Just give me back my son." He reached up to adjust his tie, a sudden idea striking him. "You want your son? Fine. Come to Mago with me tonight to entertain a client with drinks." Tang Shi's eyes went blank with disbelief as she asked, "Bo Ye, you're making me go entertain someone?" Bo Ye sneered defiantly. "What's wrong? Don't you want to get your son back? You can't even handle a small thing like this?" His cold indifference made Tang Shi's heart turn to ice, and she stumbled backward. "In the end, I'm still not as cruel as you are." Her expression pleased him, thinking she finally knew when to back down. But unexpectedly, he then heard her say, "Fine. Since Mr. Bo has spoken, what reason do I have to refuse? It's just one drinking session in exchange for my son. I'm willing to risk it. Besides, Bo Ye, oh Bo Ye, my life is already broken, so I don't mind it shattering even more." Then she suddenly gave him a cold smile. "Just don't you regret this." The door slammed shut with a loud bang, as if it was Tang Shi's way of spiting him. Bo Ye's eyes were vacant with disbelief. Did she really agree? He didn't understand why seeing her agree so easily made him feel so irritated, and he buried his face in his hands in frustration. When he returned to the Bo family home, he saw Tang Dui standing right there. "Why are you standing out here?" Tang Dai remained indifferent toward this father of his, replying curtly, "Waiting for someone." Bo Yi said, "From today on, I will raise you, and when I have time, I'll take you to change your name." Tang Dai disgustedly slapped his father's hand away, saying sharply, "Uncle Bo, have you gone through the legal procedures? If you want to raise me, you'll have to sue my mother in court." Bo Ye suppressed his anger and sneered, "You are my son. Do I need to take you for a DNA test? Why would I need any procedures to raise my own biological son? Uncle Bo, I was born after you and my mom divorced, so the custody rights naturally belong to her." Bo Ye was stunned to hear such sharp words from Tang Dui. "What did you say? How can a 5-year-old be so smart?" Tang Dai's voice suddenly turned melancholic. "Uncle Bo, if I weren't your son, but just my mom's son with another man, would you still treat us like this?" Bo Ye fell into thought at the question. He didn't understand why he felt so annoyed when Tang Dai mentioned another man. His face scrunched up as he said domineeringly, "Another man? Impossible. Anyone who dares to touch her is courting death." This expression of his made Tang Dai let out a sarcastic laugh. "Uncle Bo, you will never understand how we lived during those 5 years, so I can't possibly be close to you." The boy's gaze drifted to the distant road ahead as he said forlornly, "I will wait for my mom. Uncle Bo, please make yourself at home." His son's indifference gave Bo Ye his first taste of defeat. This mother and son duo, neither of them gives me a moment's peace. That evening, Tang Shi was dressed formally, waiting in front of Mago. About 5 minutes later, Bo Yi also arrived at the location. Tang Shi looked at the man she once loved so deeply and now hated the most standing right before her, and her heart trembled slightly. With a heavy heart, she told herself, Bo-ye, do you even know? From our youth until now, I have loved you for a full 15 years and endured half a lifetime of suffering, but now I understand that we can't be together. And the price for realizing that was my complete ruin and a broken home. Sometimes I wonder, why did we end up like this, and who was really pulling the strings? Out of nowhere, a creepy old dude walked up to Tang Shi and hit on her. Hey there, sweet thing. All alone? Want to come have some fun with us? Tang Shi coldly refused. I'm waiting for someone. But the guy wouldn't let her go, suddenly grabbing her shoulder and sneering. You've got a date with us first. Just as he was about to make a move on her, Bo-ye appeared. He tightly grabbed the man's arm. A murderous aura emanated from his entire being, making one tremble in fear. Get lost if you don't want to die. The man knew he wasn't someone he could mess with and immediately backed off. All right. I'm leaving right now. He looked at her and asked, have you been waiting long? Tang Shi lowered her head, hiding her emotions. She replied curtly, not long, only about 10 minutes. This cold distance between them made Bo-ye's heart ache with discomfort. Tang Shi was so impeccably elegant that you couldn't find a single flaw, but it was this very appearance that made Bo-ye feel like she was a stranger. Bo-ye remembered clearly. She used to be so gentle and generous, her eyes always filled with love for him. But now, those eyes were like a hollow black hole, where her former pride, with its wings broken, had fallen in to be swallowed up into nothingness. Bo-ye's mood was extremely volatile at that moment. He turned away to avoid her gaze. Let's go. Follow me. Standing before the VIP room door, Tang Shi suddenly hesitated. Her entire body was extremely tense, a detail that Bo-ye, standing beside her, keenly observed. He asked, not going in? While smirking to himself, good, it's not too late to back out now. Tang Shi said nothing. She clenched her jaw, refusing to back down. Taking a deep breath, she balled her fists, and then, to Bo-ye's complete surprise, Tang Shi shoved the door open. Inside, a man named Fu Zhen said with a wide grin, right on time. Who brought this one in? Bo-ye, standing behind her, had already switched into his cold CEO mode. He asked with a smirk, so, Fu Zhen, what do you think? Interested? That man stared at Tang Shi, unable to contain himself, practically drooling as he immediately moved closer and put a hand on her shoulder. Old Ye, did you bring her here? She's just my type. How did you know my taste so well? Hey, beautiful. Want to play a game? He was standing incredibly close, making Tang Shi tense up completely, beads of sweat forming on her face. But across from them, Bo-ye silently observed her every expression. Jiang Ling, seeing things were getting out of hand, came over and whispered, Old Ye, should I go have a word with Fu Zhen? Bo-ye flatly refused. There's no need. Staring directly into Tang Shi's eyes, he said coldly, I want to see how long she can take it. Under his intense gaze, Tang Shi resolved not to be defeated. She regained her composure and playfully pushed Fu Zhen away. You're the one here to talk business with Bo-ye, aren't you? Sweetie, when we're out having fun, don't talk business. It's such a buzzkill. So it seems it really is him. If Bo-ye brought me here to entertain a client, then all I need to do is keep Fu Zhen happy. Right. With that thought, she took the initiative to pick up a glass of wine. I was late, so I'll punish myself with a drink first. Later on, if we play any games, please don't target me, okay? Fu Zhen was quite pleased with her behavior. Why are you so cute? Flustered, Tang Shi complimented him back. Oh, really? I think young Master Fu is pretty cute too. Bo-ye didn't expect her to adapt so quickly, and seeing her get so chummy with another man, a pang of jealousy suddenly surged within him. He had originally called her here to pour drinks just to make her back down, and finally bow her head to me, but why is she so damn stubborn? Jiang Che asked with concern. Old Bo, are you alright? Seeing Bo-ye's murderous expression, Jiang Che thought to himself, looks like old Bo is seriously pissed off now. Bo-ye feigned indifference. I'm fine, just ignore her. He closed his eyes, trying to deceive himself. Yeah, that's right. As long as she helps me win over Fu Zhen, what does it matter if she pours a few drinks? It would even be fine if she and Fu Zhen ended up together. Just as he was wrestling with his inner turmoil, suddenly, he heard Fu Zhen's teasing laugh ring out. You lost, little sis, so let me give you a kiss. That sentence was like a splash of cold water on Bo-ye. Bo-ye finally snapped and roared. What the hell do you think you're doing? His shout made everyone jump. Fu Zhen froze mid-action. Bo-ye was now standing before them, glaring at Fu Zhen with murder in his eyes. Fu Zhen broke into a sweat and asked, Old Bo, what's with the sudden shouting? You scared me. Tang Shi, however, pretended not to see him, and continued her earlier conversation with Fu Zhen. So, about that game of truth or dare, does young Master Fu want to play? Tang Shi sneered inwardly. Bo-ye, what is he doing now? Doesn't he just want to see me humiliated? Bo-ye's hands clenched into fists, his anger erupting uncontrollably. He didn't even understand why he was feeling this way. In that moment, his mind was consumed by a crazy impulse, wanting only to drag Tang Shi home and lock her away so that for the rest of her life, she would never be touched by another man. She was his property, and anyone who dared to touch her deserved to die. Fu Zhen picked up a lock of Tang Shi's hair, inhaling its scent. Oh right, little sis, you still haven't told me your name. Tang Shi froze completely. My name? Seeing her hesitation, Fu Zhen leaned back and asked, What's wrong? You're not someone terrifying, are you? Don't go scaring me now. She jumped to her feet, making an excuse to flee. I'm feeling a bit dizzy. I need to go to the restroom. I'll tell you when I come back. Fu Zhen chuckled and called after her. I'll be waiting for you then. Seeing her leave, Bo Ye immediately followed. Inside the restroom, Tang Shi felt completely drained. She frowned in anguish. How am I supposed to tell him my name? I'm Tang Shi, who 5 years ago was the eldest daughter of the Tang family, but now I've fallen so low that I have to pour drinks and flatter men for a living? Thinking about her fate, Tang Shi couldn't stop the tears from falling. How utterly pathetic. All the pride and strength I've fought to maintain over the years will now become a complete joke. Suddenly, Bo Ye appeared behind her, grabbing and spinning her around in a fit of rage. He slammed her against the wall, demanding, "What's wrong? Why didn't you tell him who you are?" "Mr. Bo, need I remind you, this is the women's restroom." Annoyed, he grazed his thumb over her lips, frowning as he questioned her. "Why didn't you pull away? If I hadn't stopped you, were you really going to kiss Fu Zhen?" Tang Shi fell silent, looking away. His hand was on her face, and her silence was driving him insane. Bo Ye lifted her chin and said coldly, "Tang Shi, we haven't seen each other for only 5 years, and yet you've become more and more outrageous." Tang Shi let out a sarcastic laugh. She shot back at him. "What right do you have to blame me, Bo Ye? Weren't you the one who brought me here?" Her voice cracked as tears streamed down her face. "You told me to go entertain him, so look, wasn't I doing just that?" "Oh? So what if I told you to sleep with him?" Her heart had grown cold long ago, and she answered carelessly, "Then I'll just do it. In your eyes, am I anything more than just a toy anyway?" she said with a strained laugh. "You don't even care, so why should I? You summoned me here for drinks. Did you never consider that people might give me a hard time?" Tang Shi shoved Bo Ye away with disgust. "Don't you just want to see me humiliated anyway?" Her words made Bo Ye feel like he'd committed some terrible crime, and his eyes went blank for a moment. Unable to contain his emotions, he wordlessly slammed her against the wall again and crushed his lips against hers. Tang Shi's struggles were useless, as Bo Ye's possessiveness surged, so much so that he didn't even understand his own thoughts. "What is wrong with me? I obviously don't like her, but the moment I saw what was mine being touched by another man, I couldn't contain my rage. I want her for my eyes only." The sound of voices outside snapped Tang Shi to her senses, and she mumbled, "Let go." Bo Ye smirked defiantly. "Go on, scream. Scream loud enough for everyone outside to see this." Heartbroken, Tang Shi pushed him away hard, her voice cracking as she demanded, "Why are you treating me like this? Why do you treat me like a toy? Pulling me close when you feel like it and then casually humiliating me whenever you want." She wrapped her arms around her trembling body, trying not to collapse, as a choked, resentful sob escaped her lips. "Bo Ye, wasn't it enough how badly you hurt me 5 years ago? I've already paid such a devastating price. So why can't I ever seem to escape you?" After saying this, she roughly wiped her lips where he had just kissed her, and ran out of there without a second thought. He, on the other hand, remained frozen to the spot. Bo Ye couldn't understand why seeing Tang Shi's anguished figure, he seemed to feel her pain himself. He thought he must be going crazy, or maybe he was just drunk. Otherwise, why now, 5 years after Tang Shi's return? Would he suddenly have the urge to possess her again? Seeing Tang Shi come back, Mr. Fu grinned. "Well now, beautiful, you're finally back?" He sidled up to her, putting an arm around her shoulder and asking, "Where'd you run off to for so long?" The moment Bo Ye walked back into the room, he saw Fu Zhen giving Tang Shi a lecherous grin, and his expression darkened instantly. Meanwhile, Fu Zhen continued to probe, "It seems your relationship with old Bo doesn't seem entirely normal, does it?" His question made Tang Shi jump, but she quickly masked her reaction with a dismissive smile. "What are you talking about? How could you think that, Mr. Fu?" "Well, I just saw you leave, and old Bo went right out after you. Do you really want to know who I am, Mr. Fu?" "My name is Tang Shi, and I'm the eldest daughter of the Tang family." Tang Shi's words that she was the culprit named by the press 5 years ago, and also Bo Ye's ex-wife made Fuc Tran instinctively scoot back. He snapped out of it and asked her, "Are you kidding me?" Tang Shi laughed, leaning back in her chair nonchalantly. "What's there to joke about? I already served 5 years in prison, young Master Fuck. If you don't believe me, you can just look it up online." Fuc Tran broke into a cold sweat, cautiously whispering to Ye, "Why did you let her come here to entertain? If this is true, then Tang Shi is Bo Ye's ex-wife. So why would Bo Ye bring his own ex-wife here to do something like this? We're already divorced, so you don't need to see me as someone who belongs to Bo Ye." "That's right, I've never been anyone to Bo Ye. Not 5 years ago and not now, because in Bo Ye's heart, there has never been a place for me." Bo Ye finally couldn't watch any longer and strode over to her. Then, he domineeringly threw her over his shoulder in front of everyone's shocked eyes. Tang Shi struggled unhappily. "What do you think you're doing? Put me down, Bo Ye." His icy gaze shot towards Fuc Tran. "Put you down so I can continue to watch you make eyes at other men?" His aura made Fuc Tran shrink back, breaking out in a cold sweat, and he waved his hands repeatedly. "Big bro, let's just talk this out. Young Master Fuck, I am so sorry. Tonight, she's mine, so let's reschedule for another day." Fuc Tran shot up to his feet in anger. "Ye, you're unbelievable. You brought this girl here yourself, and now you want her all to yourself?" Tang Shi hammered her fists against his shoulder. "Bo Ye, let me go now." She felt her pride being trampled on. His actions are clearly meant to humiliate me. What if I refuse? Tang Shi had never seen anyone as shameless as Bo Ye. She struggled to resist. "You're drunk," Bo Ye admitted with a cold laugh. "That's right, I am drunk, Knowing she couldn't reason with him, Tang Shi cursed angrily. "Let go of me, you bastard. You scum." "Nice cursing. Your vocabulary is quite impressive. An Ivy League graduate truly has a rich vocabulary. You were the one who told me to entertain him in the first place. Are you regretting it now? If you've got the guts, then let someone else take me away. I went to prison for 5 years for you. What more could you possibly want from me?" The crowd watched this scene, half believing and half doubting, whispering amongst themselves, "Is she really the talented and beautiful young lady from the Tang family? Tang Shi? It looks like it's really her. She's the murderer who was arrested 5 years ago." The word murderer was like an arrow piercing through her final layer of defense. Tang Shi laughed through her tears. "Haha, what a great murderer you've made me. Bo Yi, you've really given me such a wonderful reputation." Tang Shi hadn't wanted to cry, but fate is a terrifying thing. Just when she thought she had completely escaped, it dealt her a heavy blow, telling her that she could never escape this shadow. She screamed in despair, "Have you humiliated me enough yet? Put me down! Let go!" He could feel her body thrashing non-stop and warned her, "Hey, don't move." But Tang Shi didn't listen. Her state of mind was extremely agitated from being so deeply hurt. Her struggling caused her head to accidentally slam hard against the wall. In that moment, Tang Shi simply passed out, and Bo Ye fell into a panic. He anxiously called her name, Tang Shi, but heard no response from her. Bo Ye held her tightly in a panic and screamed, "An ambulance! Quick, call an ambulance!" Tang Shi didn't show any signs of waking up until the next morning. Bo Ye had been watching over her all night. Seeing Tang Shi awake, he felt a little relieved but still put on a cold front. "So you're awake?" Tang Shi's eyes welled up with tears. She bit her lip hard, refusing to speak. "What? Are you giving me the cold shoulder now?" "I'm the one who saved you today," Tang Shi replied with a detached laugh. "Then I guess I really have to thank you for that. 5 years ago you destroyed my life, and now you still want to humiliate me. I must have committed some terrible sin in my past life to have you destroy everything in this one. What more excuses do you have?" "An Emi's death." Tang Shi raised a cold eyebrow, interrupting Bo Ye. "What if Emi's death had nothing to do with me? Bo Yi, let me ask you just one thing. If Emi's death had nothing to do with me, could you ever repay the debt you owe me in this lifetime?" "No." Bo Ye's eyes filled with disbelief. "What did you just say?" He repeatedly denied it in his mind. "It can't be a mistake, because when Emi was pushed, I was right there. How could I have been mistaken?" Tang Shi was the one who did it that day. His reaction made Tang Shi's heart turn completely to ash. "Bo Yi, I don't hate you anymore, because seeing how pathetic you are, whether I hate you or not, is no longer important." Bo Ye tried to argue, "Stop playing the innocent victim. If you were going to say something, you should have said it 5 years ago." Tears streamed endlessly down Tang Shi's cheeks. She choked back a sob and demanded, "But did you ever give me a chance?" Without flinching, she stared right into his eyes and voiced all the suffering she'd endured. "That's right, you never believed a single word I said. I was your wife for 5 years, but you never spared me a single glance. Bo Yi, you don't love me, so why did you marry me? Do you feel you've wronged me, or in me? I only married you because you climbed into my bed. You were the one who came onto me." His answer left Tang Shi speechless. Her body went limp as she lowered her head. "So that's how you've always seen me. Have you truly forgotten everything?" That saying is true after all. Deep affection is the most useless thing in the world, and longing isn't even worth a single mention. "Bo Ye, just treat everything I've ever done for you as nothing more than a joke. If I could go back, I would choose to never have met you. Now get out of my sight." The more she spoke, the more agitated Tang Shi became, repeatedly slamming her hands against the hospital bed, losing all control. Tang Shi was finally unleashing all the pent-up resentment she had been forced to endure. She swept all the medicine bottles from the table onto the floor. "Get out, get out, get out, just get out." For the first time ever, Bo Ye witnessed her like this, and his face darkened. "Tang Shi, you've gone mad." A nurse rushed in. "A sedative, get a sedative now." Her screams of "Get out, get out, get out" continued to ring out. Bo Ye's eyes were vacant, filled with self-reproach. "Tang Shi, what's happening to you?" Looking at Tang Shi's blood-flecked hand, which was also covered in countless old scars, Bo Ye felt a sharp pain in his chest. Just how desperate must she have been to bring herself to harm her own precious right hand? She's a designer, so she values those hands more than anything else. What in the world could she have gone through to be under so much pressure that she would hurt herself like this? Why did she become like this? What on earth happened to her in prison? Bo Ye watched Tang Shi suffer like this. His heart felt as if it were being torn apart. His dazed eyes turned towards the attending doctor. After the examination, she came over and handed him the medical report. "Mr. Bo, your wife's condition is not good. She's suffering from severe depression and must have experienced a major trauma." "Mr. Bo, did something happen between you two in the past?" Looking at her diagnosis, Bo Yi clenched the paper tightly, muttering, "No, nothing did." The doctor adjusted her glasses and continued, "This illness can't be cured with just medication, and furthermore, according to her treatment records, she hasn't been cooperative with treatment. Mr. Bo, if you want to cure her completely, it will likely take some time. Do you know what she likes most?" That question made Bo Yi freeze, thinking of the girl who was once so innocent and lovely. He asked himself, "What does Tang Shi like most?" The doctor frowned and advised, "I suggest you find out, because her condition is truly not good at all. You know, the scars on her arm, are an overlapping mess of new and old ones, with the most recent from about 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago? Could it be she's always had a habit of self-harming? Bo-ye felt a bitter taste in his mouth, unable to even swallow. Seeing her like this, I somehow can't bring myself to face her. A sharp pain shot through his heart, causing him to double over. There's still this unresolved knot in my heart, but she's the one who killed in me, and now she's like this. I should be happy, right? But why can't I feel happy at all? Bo-ye took out his phone and called his subordinate. It's me. Investigate what happened to Tang Shi during those 5 years she was in prison. I suspect someone used my name to harm her in there. In an effort to soothe her, he brought Tang Wei to the hospital that afternoon. With his eyes full of worry, Tang Wei asked, "Uncle Bo, is Mom sick again?" He unhappily corrected him. "Call me Dad." He thought to himself, it seems the boy already knows about Tang Shi's condition. Dad. The little boy struggled to get down. "Uncle Bo, put me down. I want to see Mom," Bo-ye said sternly, forcing him. "Call me Dad. If you don't call me that, don't even think I'll let you down to see your mother." With no other choice, Tang Wei could only obey. He blushed and called out softly, "Dad, Dad." The word Dad felt so foreign that Tang Wei couldn't get used to it. The boy's face crumpled, looking conflicted. "Uncle, don't make me call you that." Bo-ye's mood had improved, so he set his son down and said gently, "You'll get used to it if you say it more often. I'm your father. What's so wrong with calling me Dad?" Tang Wei clenched his fists and demanded, "But I've been alive for 5 years, and you've never cared about me, not even once. That's because your mother hid you too well. I only found out you existed recently myself." Determined to get to the truth, Tang Wei pressed. "Then what about when Mom was pregnant? You're telling me you didn't even know she was pregnant, Dad?" Bo-ye was at a loss for words, not knowing how to respond. He wondered to himself, if I had known Tang Shi was pregnant, I probably wouldn't have thrown her in prison back then. Dad, let's not talk about this anymore. Your mom's condition isn't good. I hope you can comfort her. At the mention of his mother's condition, Tang Wei's face fell, filled with sadness. Yes, Mom's depression is really severe. She's normally fine, but it gets like this whenever it has to do with you. Bo-ye stood up in alarm. It's related to me? Looking at her lying in the hospital bed, he wondered if in Tang Shi's eyes, I had become a monster, a flood, a calamity. Tang Shi, who was sleeping, heard by her ear the familiar call of her son, Mom. She happily sat bolt upright. Wei, why are you here?" The little boy came forward to hug his mother tightly, asking with concern, "Mom, are you unhappy again? I'm sorry, did Mom scare you again?" Tang Wei shook his head. "No, you didn't." Tang Shi looked at her son and promised, "Mom won't be like that again, Wei. As long as you come back to me, that's all that matters. It's good that you're back." The little boy glanced slightly towards the door and said, "Mom, Dad actually brought me here today. Yeah." Facing her astonished gaze, Tang Wei calmly continued, "I know you hate Dad, but he really is my father after all." Tang Shi hugged her son tightly with an aching heart. "No, it's not like that. Even though I don't like Dad, I still feel that having a father is very dependable. It's just that if you don't want to get back with him, then I won't interfere. Your choice is my choice." Wei, Mom isn't scared anymore. Let's go back to your uncle's place and live a good life from now on, okay? Okay. Hearing this, Wei's spirits immediately lifted. Yes. When the boy came out, Bo-ye immediately asked, "How is the situation?" "Dad, it's so-so. Dad, if Mom gets better, then I have one condition. You have to let Mom and me be together." Bo-ye pressed, "What do you mean be together? To take the two of you back to that so-called home? So what, you two want to continue wandering around outside?" Dad, I honestly want to know, if I didn't exist, would you care whether Mom lived or died?" This question caught Bo-ye completely by surprise. It hit him like a thunderbolt. Tang Wei immediately pinpointed the problem and analyzed, "Look, Dad, the two of you were never in love. You won't be happy even if you're together. So it's best for me to live with Mom. You can visit me anytime. I'll talk to Mom about this." "Dad, please think about it carefully." Bo-ye fell into deep thought. A 5-year-old child. How could he be so thoughtful? How could he be so mature that it's heartbreaking? But my own son, how could I possibly let him suffer out there? The bloodline of the Bo family must be raised by the Bo family. While Tang Shi was recovering in the hospital, Bo-ye brought Tang Wei every day, after school, to visit his mother. "Mom, I'm done with school." Because of this, she quickly began to emerge from her gloom, though every time she saw Bo-ye, the hatred in her eyes was still palpable. Not long after Tang Shi was discharged from the hospital, her older brother constantly reminded her, "Remember to take your medicine on time. Don't just take a pill whenever you feel uncomfortable. This isn't a common cold that gets better right after you take something." She smiled to reassure her brother, "Brother, see, I'm all better now, right?" Her brother was still endlessly worried. What if you see Bo-ye again? Tang Shi's face went deathly pale in silence, and her expression made her brother's heart ache even more. Just the thought of meeting Bo-ye would send her into a panic, completely flustered. That man had wounded her so deeply, leaving her trapped in darkness forever. That's why my condition only got worse. Brother, some medicines just can't cure me. I can only rely on myself, brother. I don't want to live in Bo-ye's shadow anymore. I need a new life, a fresh start. So, even if I'm sick, I will still try my best to overcome this fear. Holding her shoulders tightly, he gently encouraged her and made a promise. "Big brother will always support and protect you." Tang Diu gently tugged on her dress, Mommy, I'll protect you forever too, and I'll always be by your side. My son is so wonderful. I'll take you to preschool in a bit, okay? Yes, yes. A car was quietly parked nearby, watching the family of three. Fu Mo Chong, Bo Ye's best friend, looked through the window and asked with a smirk, "Are you stalking your ex-wife?" Bo Ye flinched and snapped, "Watch your mouth, or I'll throw you out of this car right now." Fu Mo Chong, his gaze still fixed outside, said with a laugh, "It's only now that you're interested in her? Finally catching feelings for your ex-wife, huh? Mind your own business. I need you to help me with something today." Fu Mo Chong asked with interest, "Oh ho, what is it?" Afterwards, Fu Mo Chong went to find Tang Shi. "My office is a bit plain, but please make yourself at home. To what do I owe the pleasure of your visit today, Mr. Fu?" You're the famous designer Don, right? We need your help." Tang Shi immediately denied it. "Sorry, I'm not." Fu Mo Chong handed her a business card and continued speaking. "Don't be so quick to deny it, Miss Tang. Our company is about to launch a spring wedding dress collection next year, and we are very eager to collaborate with you. I'm sorry, I'm not Don, and I don't want to design wedding dresses. I've lost all hope in love, so there's no way I can design a wedding dress. Please leave." "I understand, Miss Tang, but I hope you will still think it over carefully. Even if you've been hurt, you should let the sunlight heal your wounds. Your talent is forever yours. No one can take that away or destroy it. I believe in you." Hearing these words, something inside Tang Shi began to stir. "Well then, I'll be on my way. If you change your mind, you can call me anytime. Our company's 5 design teams are sincerely looking forward to collaborating with you." Fu Mo Chong smiled brightly. "Oh, and thanks for the coffee. It was delicious." The moment Fu Mo Chong got in the car, Bo Ye impatiently asked, "How did it go?" Fu Mo Chong let out a weary sigh. She said no. Bo Ye wasn't surprised by the outcome, his voice lowering. "I figured as much." Fu Mo Chong glanced over and asked, "Why didn't you just go help her yourself? Why'd you have to pass the buck to me? If I went, she would probably rather die than agree to work with me." Fu Mo Chong laughed in agreement with Bo Ye's thought. "Heh, you've got a damn good point there. She'd definitely welcome me more than you." Bo Ye suddenly snapped, "Are you tired of living? Hey now, talk about ungrateful. I'm helping your ex-wife make money, and now you want to kill me?" Fu Mo Chong's tone suddenly turned serious. "But on a serious note, if you care about her this much, then why did you send her to that place 5 years ago?" Bo Ye's expression grew grim as he thought to himself, "He's right, she's supposed to be the one person I hate the most, so why am I going through all this trouble to help her?" Then, he came up with a random excuse. "Because she killed and me was pregnant at the time." Fu Mo Trung spoke up for Duong Ti, "But look, she was pregnant back then too, you just didn't know it." For some reason, Bak Da felt incredibly annoyed inside, and he vented by slamming on the gas pedal as if trying to escape. Fu Mo Trung was determined not to let this go, taunting, "What's wrong? Did I hit a nerve? I've been way too merciful with you, haven't I? Later I'm going to tell your old man that you're out here messing around. You'll see." "Damn it, Bak Da, you're so shameless. Is this how you treat your brothers?" "Yeah, right. Who even considers you a brother? Now get out of my car." After driving for several hours, Bak Da finally returned home, grumpily tossing his keys on the table with a scowl. In the end, I still had to take Fu Mo Trung home. Suddenly, Duong Dai called, "Dad, it's me." Hearing his son's voice, his mood instantly improved, and he asked gently, Dai, is there something you need from me?" "Dad," Dai guessed. "Dad, did you go see Mom today?" Back to froze for a moment. "Why would you say that?" Duong Dai didn't hide anything, and told him, "Mom told me that someone recognized her as Dawn, and they also want Mom to partner with them on a business deal." "Dad, I know you sent someone to meet Mom, didn't you?" "Yes, that's right. I wanted to help your mom." Duong Dai's intelligence made Bak Da think with self-admiration. As expected of my son, he definitely inherited my supreme intellect. "Dad," Duong Dai asked in an accusing tone, "why do you only want to help now? If you feel guilty about what happened to Mom 5 years ago, then Mom and I can accept your good intentions. But if you're just pitying her, then my mom. And I don't need it, Dad." Bak Da's expression darkened, and he asked suspiciously, "Did your mother teach you to say these things?" "These are my own thoughts. Mom doesn't even know I'm calling you. You say you really want to help us. Why won't you accept it? I just want you to have a slightly better life. Dad, I don't need a super great life. Dad, if you really have no feelings for my mom, then please stop bothering us. Thank you for the offer." After saying that, the disappointed boy decisively hung up. Bak Da stared at the dark phone screen, still in a daze for a long while. He suddenly had a strange feeling, as if little by little, he was losing his grip on Duong Ti and Duong Dui. The next day at work, Duong Ti sat there lost in thought. With so many things on her mind, she was having a fierce internal struggle over what Fu Mo Trung had said. Her brother came over, gently stroking her head and asking, "What are you thinking about?" "I'm thinking about whether we should accept young Master Fu's partnership offer." "Thithi, if you don't want to, then you don't have to force yourself." No, I feel like young Master Fu is right. Some wounds really need to see the light of day. Bak Da, the bloody wound you gave me, has probably stopped hurting a long time ago." Not wanting to remain stuck in her painful past, Duong Thi made a decision. "Brother, can you pick up Duong Dai from school for me tonight? I'm going to meet Fu Mo Trung to discuss the partnership." The moment Duong Ti arrived at Fumo Trung's company, the receptionist recognized her immediately. "Excuse me, are you Miss Duong? Right this way, please." Duong Thi was in disbelief, thinking, how was everything already prepared for me the second I walked in? The receptionist politely pointed towards the room inside. "Miss Duong, please go in, thank you." Seeing the person sitting in the chair before her, her entire body went stiff. "Why is it you?" Bakdar sat with his legs crossed, as if he knew she would arrive. "I was the one who had Elder Fo find you. Whatever it is, let's sit and talk." Dung Thi turned her head away, indifferently refusing. "There's no need, you and I have nothing to talk about." Bakdar immediately resorted to taunting her. "I never thought you'd be this scared of me now, Dung Thi. Is this still the genius designer from all those years ago? He's insulting my pride, trying to force me to stay." Dung Thi walked over to the chair opposite him and sat down. Her voice was distant. "What is it you really want, Bakdar?" They realized this was perhaps the first time in 5 years they could meet so calmly. Dung Thi was no longer the lovesick girl she used to be. And he was no longer the Bakdar of the past either. He made an offer. "Let's make a deal. I will get you work connections and help pave the way for your studio. In return, I will raise Dungdai, and you'll have free visitation rights. But from now on, his life will be the responsibility of the Bark family." Dung Thi's eyebrows knitted together as she bit her lip. She couldn't believe Bakdar would make such a demand. Then, Bakdar's voice turned threatening. "Do you see my point now? Why do you insist on being so stubborn and opposing me? All it takes is one phone call, and I can make it so you and your brother are left with nothing. Dungdai will have to sleep on the streets with you." "Bakdar, how dare you use our son to blackmail me?" "Dung Thi, you're thinking too highly of yourself. I never intended to pressure you. I just want to bring my son home and give him a comfortable life, lacking nothing. If I wanted to take him by force, do you honestly think you could stop me?" Dung Thi cried out in anguish. "Bakdar, people like you are completely heartless. Have you ever stopped to think that he's my son too?" At this point, she couldn't hold back anymore. She let her emotions erupt, and tears streamed down her face like rain. She demanded, "So by what right can you just snatch him away whenever you please, while I can only stand by and let you take him from me?" Every word that left her lips was like a needle piercing Bakdar's heart. He stared, stunned, at the woman before him. Ever since Dung Thi had returned, this strange feeling in his heart had been surfacing more and more often, as if the defensive walls he'd built were slowly being shattered by her. This thought terrified Bakdar. In an attempt to deny it, he retorted, "Are you trying to lecture me on morals?" "Oh, Dung Thi, don't you find this ridiculous? A child of the Bak family has never been yours to make decisions about." "True, but I raised him for 5 years, while you contributed absolutely nothing. So it's money you want, is it? How about 5 million? We can call it your fee for raising Dungdai. If you wanted money, you should have just said so." "Dung Thi, why do you keep pretending to be so noble in front of me?" Dung Thi's face darkened with rage. Does he really see me as the kind of woman who would sell her own child for money? Dung Thi knew he wouldn't believe her even if she explained. In that case, she'd play his game. She shrugged nonchalantly and said, "If you're in such a rush to compensate me, then I'll just take it as you feeling guilty. That 5 million, make sure to transfer it to my account tomorrow." Who would be stupid enough to refuse money that's practically handed to them? She crossed her arms, looking at him with contempt. She added mockingly, "Only 5 million? That's a bit cheap. I thought the great young master Bak would be willing to throw money around like water for his son's sake. I was bracing myself for tens of millions, who knew it would only be a meager 5 million. Bo Ye was completely enraged by her, jumping to his feet. "Tang Shi, a woman like you." Tang Shi cut him off with a careless smirk. "And what about this kind of woman?" "Don't let it bother you, Mr. Bo Ye, if this is the only kind of woman I am in your eyes, then I'll gladly live up to your expectations. From this day on, there's only old hatred between us, no old love." With that thought, she stood up decisively. "If there's nothing else, I'll be leaving now." Early the next morning, Tang Shi was woken up by a nightmare again. "No, don't take my son away." Tang Wei couldn't hide his worry as the little boy brought her a glass of warm water. "Mom, did you have a nightmare again? Take your medicine. You'll feel better after you do." Tang Shi stroked her son's head guiltily. "I'm sorry, I made you worry again." The sensible Wei Wei reassured her. "Don't be afraid, Mom. I and Uncle will always be here for you." "Okay." She looked at her son and silently made a vow. "Wei Wei, Mommy won't ever leave you either, okay?" Her son's big, round, and clear eyes filled Tang Shi with nostalgia. "Your eyes really look just like his did back then." Yes, it was those very eyes that had captivated her back then, making her love him secretly for so many years. The image from that time felt as clear as day. She bitterly asked herself, "I used to like him so much back then, so how did we end up like this?" Seeing his mother so quiet, Wei Wei asked tentatively, "Mom, did Dad make you sad again?" Stroking her son's head, Tang Shi answered honestly, "Your father wants to take you to live at his house." The boy smoothed down his messy hair and asked, "You definitely refused, right?" "That's right, and your father also gave us a very large sum of money." "Don't be upset, Mom. Getting money is a good thing." Wei Wei pretended to be excited. "With this money, we can go on a trip with Uncle." Tang Shi lowered her head to hide her disappointment. "That's right. Bo Ye and I are bound to stay entangled, and that 5 million is probably just the beginning of the humiliation. Wei Wei, I will never hand you over to anyone." The next day, her brother frantically told her some shocking news. Shi, this is bad! All the projects at our studio have been abruptly cancelled." Tang Shi's heart filled with anxiety. Brother, what happened? Her brother sighed. It's clear we've offended someone important. It's Bo Ye. He's using his power to show us that crushing us is as easy as flipping his hand. He's trying to force me to hand Tang Wei over to him. Her hands trembled with anger, clutching the strap of her purse tightly. She bit her lip, thinking, I will absolutely not hand my son over to that scumbag. Tang Shi pulled herself together and sat at her desk. It's fine, we'll just keep looking. Someone is bound to help us. I'm Don. How could I possibly be blacklisted by the entire design world? Someone is sure to notice us. Her brother didn't know what to say, and could only watch her from behind in silence. She's just too resilient, always acting like she has to hold up the sky even if it's falling. But how long can this situation last? Meanwhile, back with Bo Ye, his assistant came in to report, as far as we know, 3 companies have already canceled their contracts with Miss Tang. What was Tang Shi's reaction? The assistant started sweating bullets and scratched his head. She didn't have much of a reaction. From what we've observed, after the contracts were terminated, it doesn't look like they have any intention of. To demand justice for themselves, they terminated a contract the other party breached, but they didn't even seem to bother fighting it. For his own interests, this outcome was completely unexpected by Bakda. He rested his chin on his hand, lost in thought. How could this be? A stolen project, a cancelled partnership. For any other studio, this would be a catastrophic disaster. But how can they be so calm? It seems she likes to play hardball with me. Then we'll do it her way. I want to see how long she can last. There will come a day when she can't take it anymore, and she'll have to come begging to me herself. In the days that followed, Duang Thi's work situation didn't improve much. The pieces she posted online all received a notification. Your work has violated the rules and will be permanently taken down. Her brother slammed his hand on the table in anger. I'm going to find him and demand an explanation. This isn't just about targeting us. He wants to leave us with no way to survive. Her brother's voice was full of indignation on her behalf. You carried his child for 10 whole months, gave him a son, and he still pushed you around until you ended up in jail. How could he treat you like that? Duang Thi tried to calm her brother. Brother, there's definitely still hope for us. We can't stop fighting back. We can't. We absolutely cannot give Duang Duai to him. Duang Duai couldn't bear to see his mother and uncle in such a bind, so the boy decided to go to the company to find his father. You're saying you want to go inside to see your dad? The secretary didn't seem to believe him. She stood there muttering, I've only ever met imposters who claim to be Mr. Bak's woman. I've never seen anyone pretend to be Mr. Bak's son before. Little boy, who taught you to say such things? Is your mother trying to trap Mr. Bak? Dai Dai got upset hearing someone speak ill of his mother, and he unhappily shouted, My mom wants nothing to do with your Mr. Bak. I really am Bakda's son. I don't usually lay a hand on a child, but a little brat like you deserves to be hit. Saying that, she grabbed Dai Dai by the collar. Let go of me. Hearing his son's voice, Bakda hurried outside, just in time to overhear the secretary's words. He angrily yelled at her, Who are you calling a little brat? Sir, the secretary, startled, looked at him and explained, Sir, this kid is lying. He claimed to be your son, so he is my son. Is there a problem? It seems my secretary has gotten pretty bold now, daring to even scold my son. One of these days, are you going to try walking all over me too? The terrified secretary immediately dropped to her knees to apologize. Mr. Bak, I would never dare. You're fired. Go collect your final paycheck. Placing his son on the sofa, he asked gently, What did you come to see your dad for? Was it you who gave the order to push my mom into a corner? Did you come here to accuse your dad? Dai Dai looked his father straight in the eye and said, I'm not accusing you. I'm just here to demand justice for my mom. Justice? There is no such thing as justice in this world. Power and status are all that matter. Dad, I can't agree with what you're doing. The little boy's eyes filled with tears of resentment. My mom and my uncle are working so hard just to get by. Why do you have to corner them like this? If this is all because of me, then please stop all of this childish nonsense. Bakda's heart ached as he reached out to wipe away his son's tears, but his voice remained resentful. Did Duang Ti teach you to say these things? Did she intentionally send you here to find me? Go tell her that this is pointless. Tang Dai was stunned by these heartless words, and in that very moment, any good impression he had of the father before him completely vanished. Dai Dai let out a sarcastic smirk and immediately changed how he addressed him. He spoke with a cold distance. Mr. Bo, isn't it me you want? I'll go with you to the Bo family home. Just stop harassing my mother. This cold address left Bo Ye speechless. Not only is this little brat refusing to call me dad, but he's giving me this disappointed look. What the hell does he want? Are you sure? Tang Dai replied with his head lowered in disappointment. Yes, starting today. All right then. You should let your mother know, or else she'll think I'm kidnapping you. Bo Yi took out his phone and called Tang Shi, who had just picked up when she heard him announce, I'm taking Tang Dai with me. From now on, he is a son of the Bo family. Bo Ye, who the hell gave you permission to take him? Let me talk to Tang Dai. Mom, Dai said with a gloomy face, and though he was reluctant, he had no choice but to say, Mom, you can come visit me anytime. It will be as if we were never apart. Mom, Tang Shi asked through her tears, did you decide to go to the Bo family to enjoy their wealth and fortune? Fearing a misunderstanding, Tang Dai frantically explained, That's not it, Mom. I just don't want to see other people bullying you. Her son's maturity made Tang Shi feel like a complete failure, and she choked out his name, full of self-blame, Dai. It's because I wasn't good enough, because I'm not capable enough that you have to do this. Tang Shi collapsed in utter helplessness. The sound of her choked sobs was incessant, and on the other end of the line, Du Di also cried as he pleaded, "Mom, please don't be heartbroken. You can still come visit me at the Bo family's house. I already made a deal so Mr. Bo won't forbid visitors. I understand. As soon as you arrive at the Bo family home, I'll come find you immediately." Hearing the two of them crying, Bo Ye's heart grew heavy. "Why does this make me look like some terrible villain, deliberately tearing a mother and son apart?" Tang Shi demanded. "Hey, are you dead set on fighting me for our son? He's a child of the Bo family after all, so it's only natural that I bring him home. If you'd prefer, you can move into the Bo family home with Tang Dai." Tang Shi's eyes sharpened as she made her decision. "Then let's settle this in court." Bo Ye felt the situation was escalating far beyond his control, and he was completely taken aback by her words. A moment later, he scoffed, "A lawsuit? Just so you know, Jiang Ye is the best lawyer in all of City A. You still want to talk about lawsuits with me? Tang Shi, are you really that naive? Then I'll see you in court, Bo Ye. When it comes to my son, I won't back down an inch, not even if it costs me my life." The dial tone echoed, and Bo Ye's cold expression immediately returned. "To think I actually considered letting her move into the Bo family home? Ha ha, you really can't go soft on a woman like her.